Breathes a sigh of relief. We told you last night that the village of Pleasant Prairie issued voluntary evacuations for some residents. Village leaders cautioned several hundred people in low-lying areas that waves from Lake Michigan could cause flooding. The good news tonight, there are no reports of widespread flooding. NBC 15's Chris Woodard is in Pleasant Prairie tonight. He found the superstorm had plenty of residents on edge.
The good news here in Pleasant Prairie is things have now been downgraded from that evacuation advisory down to a flood advisory. But if you take a look over my shoulder, you can see here things are still not normal. Those waves are still coming in a lot higher and a lot stronger than normal. The positive, though, is if you look at these homes along the lake, at this point, the water is not anywhere near coming up and reaching those homes. But everything's not perfect. You can see the sandbags here. The village says 3,000 sandbags have been filled at this point. And this is why. These people are trying to protect their property now. We'll show you why they're doing that. You can see from the sandbags up here, there's still plenty of sand in the area. You look past that, it's all water. Well, 3 days ago, that was beach. This homeowner says from the tip of the rocks on one side all the way to the tip of this riprap here, that was all beach he was walking on 3 days ago. We'll show you an even worse case scenario of what can happen for these people if they don't sandbag. This guy sandbagged right across the way here next to him. They didn't. There is no beach left between his rocks here. All that sand has been pulled out, carried out into the lake, and there's no getting it back. We'll just talked a few minutes ago to the neighbor next door about why he decided to sandbag.
We've had quite a few storms up here, and we've had big waves, but we've gotten a lot more erosion than we've had in previous storms.
Talk to me about what the goal is here, what you're trying to do.
Well, the primary thing we're trying to do is to save the beach, stop it from getting washed out in the lake. And if we save the beach, we're not going to lose the land, and I don't want my retention walls to collapse in when the sand washes away. So we'll sort of maintain what we have.
Any silver lining that it is down here and that you don't have a concern about your house, or when you're talking about your land, is that just as big a concern?
From a selfish point of view, I'm glad that my house is as high as it is off there.
We talked to a couple different people who have lived on the lake here in Pleasant Prairie for quite some time, and they say there's been storms before. It's been pretty wavy with high waves and strong waves coming in before, but they say this is very abnormal. And they haven't seen anything like this in a very long time. In Pleasant Prairie, I'm Chris Woodard for NBC 15.
Chris, thank you. 5 people in Pleasant Prairie had signed up for possible evacuation, but again, no one had to be evacuated.
The effects of